Okay, we're back in CPM. As you can see, we now have two R34s. We traded an E92 for this one that we got for free from Chucky, because we gave Chucky his charger, which my charger is on my second account. We need to make a third account later, because we need more storage. No, they are not the exact same. This one has this gearbox, while this one has this gearbox. So yeah, they have different transmissions. This one's Chucky's, this one's Perk's. This is the one that we built that was gonna go to Zoe. We have not seen Zoe ever again since the one and only interaction we ever had with Zoe. So I'm taking that as an assumption that Zoe is no longer a part of playing CPM. I think they just quit the game. That's the impression I get. If you're gone for an entire fucking week, yeah, I'm gonna make that assumption. Like, because I pop on quite often every day throughout the day to just see who's online and who's not. For instance, Nos, hardly ever on. Cosmo, on now and again, but still less often. And Ghost has been on more recently, but was off for a good while there. Chucky's on and off throughout, like me. Perk is on and off throughout, like me. Depending on the day. Some days he's off, but me, Chucky, and Perk are all players who will come in and out throughout. Throughout the day, throughout the week. So, we're gonna do some rally testing with these 234s just for playtime's sake. Just to compare the two. They're both equal to each other, but they are different. They have different gearing, which makes them drive different. We'll do one of the old rally course and one of the new rally course. Well, we might do more than one lap of the new rally course, but we'll only do one lap of the old rally course. Okay. We just might, stiffen the brakes a tad. Just by one notch. This just makes sure that we're starting with a fresh set of tires. Yep. Tiny ass fucking cactus of a shrub. Just fucking shatters all of your windshield. Yep. Just totally eat shit on the train tracks, because why wouldn't you? Because you totally don't have 5 miles of fucking ground clearance. Totally not. Meanwhile, my Ford GT, that we damn well know can clear that just fine because we fucking compared the two last time. Everywhere has problems of some kind. There's no fucking perfect place. It'd be nice if there was. And honestly, it wouldn't be too difficult. It really wouldn't. If just a couple of these creators could come together, they could fix each other's bullshit. Like bouncing off something like that. Like maybe a bit, yeah, but like a fucking rubber bouncy ball? I don't think so, no. But genuinely, it would only take a few of these content creators to come together to make an actual, like, solid game without any issues. Bring CarX in, you wouldn't have that bouncing off the wall bullshit. But at the same time, the fucking Olshas devs would be able to fix CarX problems of the wall grabbing you and gluing you to it when you get anywhere near it. So it would even out. There's all kinds of shit just in between the whole bunch of driving game creators. If just a few of them were to come together, they could create a space where there literally isn't any problems and the physics are on par. But none of them want to work with each other because they're all competing. That'd be like asking Mitsubishi and Subaru to come together to build the perfect four-wheel drive system. And it's like they so totally could. Like, they so totally could. If Mitsubishi, Nissan, and Subaru all came together, they would have the best active four-wheel drive system in fucking existence. It would be literally like an active quattro. Like, it would be amazing. But you're never going to see that because, well, then they lose their uniqueness. Then they can't make profits off being unique for being the only one to have their specific system. So, God forbid they work together to make something actually nice, because then they can't make money. And they'd rather make money than make something actually nice. And it's the exact same deal with these game creators. They'd rather make money off the things that they make money off of than make a nice space that is perfected. It's just the way it is. Nothing anybody can do about it. Except for them, but they won't. They won't. Trust me, they won't. I would love it if they did, but they won't. Again, maybe if it would just fucking pull the handbrake when I tell it to, we'd actually be able to make things, but no, it won't do that. That's too simple of a request. Can't follow that, can we, Grim? And we can't go into second gear right away because that would be too easy as well. I don't have problems shifting in RTHD. I don't think I've ever had the 3.4 did the 3.4 fall through that before? I don't think it did. Also, yeah, there's another one. I don't have problems falling through the map no matter how hard I jump off a cliff in RTHD or CarX. But hey, what am I, right? Just the ideas guy that doesn't have a clue of how things work, right? So they think. Twice this session that it does not hold the handbrake when I pulled it to. That's a nosedive. But that one doesn't go through. But the first landing that was more even goes through. Where's the logic? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing no logic. Yep, just gonna allegedly have only one tire clip the rails, and it's allegedly our back right when it was most definitely the back left. That was a nice little drift. Oh, CPM, we have it down here that I don't have any steering assist problems, because I don't have steering assist here. I don't even have the option to turn on steering assistant. Look, we have the option. Cars, steering assistant, and fast steering return is grayed out. I don't know if that's just because we're on tilt. Yeah. Very interesting. So tilt and wheel flares don't have that option, just the arrows. Which is the only reason that people like Cosmo can even drift rear-wheel drive cars. Fight me, bitch. Dare you. I fucking dare you. I'd love to see you record you drifting rear-wheel drive on wheel or tilt without you absolutely kiboshing it within the next 5 minutes. Yeah. Not gonna happen. Guarantee it. Why? You're relying on a steering assistant. Meanwhile, I'm out here all-wheel drive drifting with no steering assistant. Meanwhile, I am doing all-wheel drive drifting, but rear-wheel drive drifting out here, this game was not made for rear-wheel drive drifting. That's why that shit's all set up for arrows control, is so that you can instantly full counter steer so that you're constantly... It's basically drifting on keyboard. That's easy. Anybody can do that. Anybody can go play a computer keyboard game, like Drift Hunters, for example. You can literally type that into your Google browser on your Chromebook at school, and you can drift in that game, no problemo. But shit is jerky. Why? Because it's fucking arrows where you're 100% counter steer, or 100% initiation. It's just not legit at all. I see people brag about it all the time. Oh, I have a drift car. I can drift rear-wheel drive. This, that. And it's like... You're not even doing actual drift. You're just exploiting keyboard bullshit. Really. Like, that's the reality of it, is... It's not drift. Well, it is, but it's shit. Because it's rough. There's no smoothness. The only smoothness you get comes from you relying on a steering assist. That's not actual skills. It's so bullshit when people try to brag about that. Like, if you do it for the sake of just fun and you're bored, cool, that's one thing. But the people who go around bragging about it, like, oh, I can drift in rear-wheel drive, I have drift car, or the people who pull up and start doing donuts around you like they're fucking something special or a hot shot. And it's like, you're trying to show off skills that don't exist. Like, there's no skills behind what you're doing, and you're trying to show off what you're doing like there's skills behind it, when there isn't. I just think it's kind of stupid, you know? Like, if you... And another thing, if you're trying to show off skills, this is not the place to show off skills. This is the place to show off artwork. Not many people are good at paint work and tuning work. So, showing off that stuff is more impressive out here than driving skills. Because the physics out here aren't jack shit when it comes to realism of applying skill. Which is why you don't have to have much skill to do fuck all out here. You can do rally, you can do drift, you can do drag. Like what I'm doing right now takes a sense of skill, yes, but not much. If you know the base physics, it's really simple. But it does take a base sense. But that's only a base sense. Like, it's nothing special. Anybody can have that. I just see so many people in public servers running around acting like they're the only ones who can drift, or the only ones with some kind of sense of driving skill. And it's like, no, you're not. Like, there is thousands, hundreds of thousands of us, probably millions of us, who are online gamers who have the exact same skills, if not more. Right? So, I just find it baffling how many people are out there trying to brag about it, that it's a skill that only they can do or some shit. You know? The other thing I noticed is everybody likes to laugh at you over the smallest fucking things you do wrong. But then the second they do anything wrong, they act like they're superior to you, that everything is fine, that what they did wrong isn't laughable, but what you did wrong is laughable. You know? And if you try to critique them on it, often they'll get upset. Which is one of the reasons why I do it. Just like when I see it, I do it. Just because it's like, okay, you want to dish it out, let's see how you feel when it's dished out to you. Just out of my own curiosity, I just get curious most of the time to see how people handle that type of thing. And 95% of the time, they get really upset about taking in what they dish out. And then the question becomes, well, why are you dishing it out? And the only answer to that is because you, for some reason, think that you're better than the other. Whoever you're dishing it out to and laughing at, you have some sense of superiority that you can dish that out without taking it back in. I see it every day, literally. Every day. It's join public servers and just go around and just watch the chat. Just drive around and watch the chat and you'll see it. You'll see it 100%. It's impossible to miss because it just happens so much. And it's like, why are you running around dishing it out if you're not ready to take it in? You know? That actually kind of reminds me of a saying that I like, that I basically preach anytime people are forcing an opinion on me. And the saying goes like this. It goes, I'm not shoving my dick down your throat, so don't shove your religion down mine. Take religion and replace it with whatever X factor you're arguing about, whatever opinion is being shoved down your throat. And just, I'm not shoving my dick down your throat, so quit shoving your opinion down mine. I know, it's pretty good, isn't it? I learned that saying from a very, very older guy when I was a very, very young age. And I've known it and, like, basically lived by it ever since. The essential basis of it is we all have our own opinion and we're all entitled to our own thoughts and feelings. I'm not forcing my thoughts and feelings on you, so don't force your thoughts or feelings on me. Now, there's a very similar, much more appropriate way of saying this that I learned from Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen, Jujutsu Kaisen, however the fuck it's pronounced. Y'all know what I mean if you know what I mean. Let me find that. I have it in my notes. Fushiguro says it. There's one fundamental rule for interacting with others. It's simple. It's, I won't kill you, so in return, please don't kill me either. Substitute any word for kill. The point is drawing a line so you don't infringe on others. In order for both to exist together, they need to honor that. That is a quote from Fushiguro, Megami Fushiguro from Jujutsu Kaisen. And it's essentially the exact same thing, just in a much more elaborated, explained, and appropriate manner. But the basis of it is, I'm not shoving my cock down your throat, so don't shove your opinion down mine. I like it. It's just the simplified, rude version of what Fushiguro said. Really. And it's quite nice. I like it. It's a good thing. It's a really easy way to tell someone to fuck off. Yeah. So, it's... And when you apply it to religion, it's really good, because, like, I'm not religious at all, so when someone tries forcing their religion on me and I say that to them, They're just like, oh my god, did he just say that? And it's like, yeah, I did. What are you gonna do about it? Like, can I not? Am I not supposed to say that? And the answer to that is, I'm supposed to say whatever I want. There is no right or wrong. Who are you to define what is and isn't a right response to whatever you interact with? There might be legal rights and wrongs on paper, but even that falls into a verbal area where there is no right or wrong on paper. It's verbal interaction. I may have spawned us in the wrong location. The wrong location, not the long rotation. But that's okay, we can drive out there. And we're still going to do the old course first, and the new course second. Just means we drive past the new course on the way to the old course. I don't mind. Wanted to go up into 5th, but that didn't happen. Try again. Okay, that's better. Thank you. Signal and try to hold lane. Try to hold lane with our hypersensitive steering. At 250, it's not that difficult, but we aren't perfectly stable. Ooh! The roughness of the road is a bit scary at moments. Trying to maintain lane. Letting off. Braking. Braking. Stay straight. Downshifting. Signaling. Downshifting. Turning left. Upshifting. We don't need a repair, just tires. Pull in the exact same way we did last time. Bit aggressive on our left in first gear exiting, just like we were the first time. Almost feels like the same car, doesn't it? I say that when I'm the only one driving. I mean, but y'all can see how it's driving from me driving. The lag is fantastic. Just fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. These both have the exact same suspension, the exact same tires, the exact same engine. built the exact same way. They're both making 350 horsepower to tire, and I think 450 foot-pound Newton-meter support. Newton-meter foot-pound support, sorry. I am being a bit more gentle because the first lap we experienced some unpleasantries while driving with a little bit more aggression than what we currently have. So I've dialed back a bit. I wanted you to go into third, not fifth. Thank you. Nice. Why does it look like our shit? Okay, because it is all fucked up on the right side. Pulled out too soon. But I was scared if I initiated with more angle that it would have just spun in. So... do I even need to stiffen the brakes? Because, like, I felt like I did a little bit that one moment, and I haven't felt like I needed to stiffen them ever since. It was just that one moment. So I don't know if that was just a bad moment, or if it would be genuinely beneficial. Hold third. Slightly sideways, but that's okay. Keep holding third. Now I drop the fourth. Well, I said drop, but we upshifted. But I moved the gear shift in a downward motion, so I'm right but wrong at the same time. Because I didn't drop a gear, I just dropped the position of the gear shift. Statistically correct while being statistically incorrect. Way early, my bad. I ended up dropping clutch while in gear. While backwards. Which is what caused our engine stall. Had I dropped to neutral, we'd have been fine. Whoopsies. Shit happens. No. First you try to go to reverse, and then you try to go to second. Now I want you in second. Why is it nose up like that? It shouldn't. It should not. We are not pulling a wheelie off the edge of that. But it treats it like it is. Don't know why. quite interesting, though. Well, that bounce wasn't very kind. There was nothing we could have done about that. See, that's the type of thing that random people in a public server will laugh at you for, and it's like, what did you want me to do? How would you have made that not happen to where you landed perfectly and the bounce didn't spin you out? I'd like to see that. But I never will, because you can't. It's just the reality of the situation. That bounce just fucking sent us into a spin. There was nothing anybody could do about it. Doesn't matter if you're fucking Jesus. Just is the way it is, you know? And people will like to sit there and laugh at you about that as though you did something wrong. And it's like, what is there to laugh at? Like, I don't get it. Just the fact that the car didn't land the way I hoped it would, and something that I had completely zero control over fucked up the way the vehicle was handling. And that then they laugh at you like, oh, you're a bad driver. And it's like, okay, like, that's not related, but okay. Like, you think that if you want to, I can't do anything about it, but it doesn't make sense. There's no logic to it. You know? It's just one of those things where shit happens. But you know how it is, everybody likes to act like they can do better type thing. Because for some reason, people in general have to belittle others in order to feel better about themselves. Which also doesn't really make sense. Because if you're belittling someone else, doesn't that make you lesser than them because you feel that you need to one-up them? Like, that to me, that sounds like you have an ego problem and are searching for a confidence boost, but can't find a confidence boost, so you resort to belittling someone. Like, doesn't that just make you the lesser? It does. Logically speaking, it does. But so very little people understand that concept of how that actually works. It's kind of sad, to be honest, that our general IQ level of the general public is just that low. That 90% of us are belittling for ego boost. And the thing about that isn't, the sad part isn't the belittling itself. Like, yeah, that's part of it. But the sad part is the people who are doing it for an ego boost actually think that they're better. That's the sad part, is, like, the reality is they aren't, but they think that they are. And I kind of pity them, more than anything, you know? Because it's like, I feel bad that they don't have the IQ to realize that what they're doing makes them the lesser. You know? I know I'm not alone in that. I know there's other people out there who also agree with that. Just not many. Because 90% of the people are the ones out there belittling, so of course they're not going to agree with it. And if they do, it's only to your face, you know? Behind the scenes, it's a different story type deal. That's why I keep my circle small. Because the bigger your circle is, the more of that you have to deal with, and I'd just rather not deal with it. Just simply because why should I? It's just gonna take up extra time and energy out of my day, you know? I don't even have the energy to actually get mad or irritated with things anymore. And it's funny too, because this morning Chucky mentioned how he saw us crashing out, per se, over the brakes in CarX, and I'm just like, well, I mean, it's not really a crash out when the brakes are actually like 50-50 fucking up. You know, like sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not. Like, I think that's a fair thing to be a bit upset about. I don't even have the energy to get upset about that stuff anymore. Like, I don't. I woke up this morning and I'm just so tired and exhausted that I just don't have the energy to be upset about things. Just like anything. Like, it doesn't, in game, out of game, I just don't have the energy anymore to get upset about things. And it's like, the problem still persists. They're still there, 100%. It's still sad and bullshit and unfortunate and sucks. I just don't have the energy to have any kind of negativity about it, you know? Like, at this point, it just is what it is with everything. Everything is however it is, and there's nothing I can do about it. If I can change it, I can change it. If I can't change it, I can't change it. And that's just the way it is. And when you think about it, that's basically the way our entire life is. Either we have the power to change it, or we don't have the power to change it. So if we can change it, well, there's no point in being mad because we can change it to something that we don't need to be mad about. And if we can't change it, well, then there's still basically no point to being mad or upset because you can't change it. There's nothing you can do anyways. You know? So, like, it's just wasted energy. And it's energy I don't really have anymore. So I don't have the energy to get upset or anything like that. I just have the energy to just let life flow. You know? So that's what I'm doing now. Just letting life flow. What else can you do, right? Like, you can only get mad about things for so long before you lose energy. And eventually you reach a point where you're just like, I don't have the energy to even bother getting upset. Like, I've already gotten upset about so many other things just throughout all of life that it's like, do I really have the energy left for this? Not really. That's why we don't really care about how bad things are, how inconsistent certain physics are. We did until we lost the energy. Now we don't. Well, what are we gonna do about it? Get upset, which might make some kind of difference, maybe. Maybe someone in development might see it and be like, oh, maybe I should fix that. Maybe. But at the end of the day, it's just gonna waste energy. And it's like, well, I've wasted so much energy already. Is it really even worth my energy to waste energy? And it's like, okay, well, that's a pretty simple answer. No, it's not. So I just don't have the energy to deal with things anymore. So I'm just not dealing with them anymore. And I think I like it. Day one of just not having the energy to deal with anything ever again in a problematic manner. Now the thing is, I still have to deal with it. I just don't have the energy to like deal with it, you know? I know that's self-contradicting. I still have to handle it. I just don't have the energy to deal with it. You know? Like, it's still there. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, the mist shifts. I can't do anything about it dropping into second when I try to tell it to drop into fourth. It is what it is. I just don't have the energy to give a fuck. You know? Like, it just is what it is at this point. And I've just gotten to that point with everything now. Like, just life in itself. Like, if bullshit happens, whatever. I don't really care anymore. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Maybe it's just part of maturing as an adult. Just eventually you lose care about caring. Like, there's just certain things that are things you care about, and then everything else just doesn't really matter. That's basically the point of my life I've reached. Nothing else really actually matters. I just have just a few legitimate things to care about, like family and friends and that type of simple stuff, you know. The basic stuff anybody would have some kind of care about. But then outside of that, it's just like, meh, who really gives a fuck? You know, like, CPM has imperfections, CarX has imperfections, RTHD has imperfections, MWT has imperfections, blah, 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 blah. Who really gives a fuck anymore? Like, at this point, there's been so much energy wasted, and then when I think about how much energy other people have wasted in just negativity about the exact same problems, it's like, haven't we wasted enough energy just collectively, as a whole, that we just could not care anymore? That's how I feel. There's just so much that has already been wasted, that there's no point wasting any more energy. Like, things like that, where you barely nick something by a millimeter and it sends you to the guardrail all the way on Mars. It just is what it is. Some good flat foot shifts there. Decently stable braking. Something I will show for these R34s is I will show the suspension. Well, you'll get to see the alignment because it's the very first tab that pops open when you open the suspension. But I will show the suspension, ride height, and stiffness. I'm not going to show my damps or that whips. If Chucky or Perk wants to show off the suspension tune to the public in their own shit. They can. I should ask them for their shit if they want, because like, well, I make videos too often that I might as well give them a shout out on whatever platforms they're using, right? I'll have to ask them what platforms they would like to be shouted out on. I know you can find Chucky's YouTube because he commented on the 992 Porsche Rally video. He commented saying that's my car, because it is his car. 100% is. I just did the tuning work for him. Just like this is Perk's GTR, and the other one is Chucky's GTR. Just because, well, Zoe didn't pick up the one that was supposed to go to him, and Chucky was trying to clear space so that he could take in the 1968, 1969 Dodge Charger we made him. And so he was trying to sell an E92 so that he could clear some space to take in the Charger. So he ended up just giving the E92 to me. I know, it's like I get one in and one out, and one in and one out, and one in and one out. I'm never getting more space either, so I have to make a third account. I don't mind. I'm not making a deal out of it. I don't care. I literally will get 20 slots on my third account in 2 days, because Daily Le Mans. So we took that E92 and we traded it for this R34. And then since we had two R34s, it was like, okay, well, why don't we just make this one another rally tune to match the other one? And then I have one for Chucky and one for Perk, just like we do. I can't say if I've already said, but there is two of other vehicles in my other garage waiting to get State Patrol designs, and one of them is for Chucky and one of them is for Perk. Chucky knows about it, Perk doesn't. That's why I'm saying I can't say, because if I say and Perk watches this, Perk's gonna find out. But then again, well, Chucky could have found out about the Chargers before he saw them, but he didn't, because he didn't see the video before the Charger was finished. So we came in clutch with that on our timing. But the other ones that have already been seen sitting side by side, that may be seen sitting side by side, if you just cough, cough, nothing there, cough, cough, nothing there, those two in that corner there. I know, I literally just gave it away. But yeah, those two are getting done into State Patrol. One for Chucky, one for Perk. They're gonna be identical twins, just like the Chargers are, just like the R34s are. The 3.4s do have mechanical differences. The two in the corner there won't, because they're State Patrols, and the reality is, if you were to get two State Patrol vehicles of the exact same jurisdiction, of the same, what is it? I'm trying to think of the actual word. The same unit. You know, the same... not station, but department. The same department. They would be the same, you know? if the department themselves were to go and order 2 new Dodge Chargers of the same styling, they would be the same mechanically. They wouldn't go and order one Dodge Charger with a V8 and the other with a V6. That wouldn't make any sense. They would go and they would get either both the V8s or both the V6s. They would order the two, because if they're building the exact same styling of the exact same department of, you know what I mean. If they were both meant to be, bless me, goddamn. If they were both meant to be the same in looks, they would both be the same in performance. Especially if they were both ordered at the same time. Which those two and the 2 Chargers both were built together. Basically. When they were being built for State Patrol, they were built together. It wouldn't make sense for me to do one more powerful than the other. Because then I would be playing favoritism. And I don't really like that. It's not really my thing. There's no need for it. Suspension springs. Here's the ride height and stiffness. Here's the wheel size. And I'm gonna leave the brakes the way they are. I don't mind showing the brakes. It's simple stuff. Rims, I don't mind showing these actual rims themselves either. These are gold rims. They're these ones right here. The ones highlighted in yellow. Paint-wise, color 1 goes to 55, 55, 55. Color 2 goes to B, 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 B. And that's how you get this beautiful silver and black two-tone. So I don't mind showing that much. So you can make your car look the same as these rally GTRs just by applying those settings I just showed you, but it's never going to drive the same. And it's never going to actually feel like a proper rally tune like this one will, unless you know what else you need to do to the tune. So unless you know what you're doing, which almost nobody does, almost nobody. I'm one of the few non-drag tuners. Jesus, sorry. I'm one of the few non-drag tuners, and I wouldn't even say that I'm not a drag tuner. I just don't specify in one specific category. I like to refer to myself as a universal tuner. What I mean by that is I'll tune anything for anywhere. Doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Doesn't mean it's going to be the ultimate best thing ever to run there. Just means that I'm capable of running anything anywhere. And you could argue that anybody is capable of that, but I'm capable of doing it at a good job. I'm not going to claim that I'm doing the best job, because I can't guarantee that. But I can 100% guarantee that I'll do a good job. Not everybody can do a good job. It's just not some people's expertise. What else did I want to do? I wanted to do some S2K testing. Because we did retune the S2K. Oh, and we have these. We finally have all three. We have the IS350. I believe... I still need to figure out what specific year this is. But I believe it's 2009 or up. Maybe 2010? Where'd my other phone go? Okay, so it's newer than 2009. It's newer than 2010, unless the grill is offset like that intentionally. It could be.
I'm still alone and we're all alone. When we're together with all
Hang
our
on.
friends, we're still alone and I'm alien. And I'm connected to all the world. I'm alien and we're alien. And they're connected to all the world. We're alien.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, this is really interesting. I'm finding out the specific year of this here Lexus. I wonder if they just did that for the copyright. So it's got the... It appears that it's the 2010 to 2012 headlights. But then it has the 2013 F Sport grille. So, and the 2010 to 12 have different headlight pattern than the 2013. But the 2010 to 12 F Sport grille doesn't match the 2013 one. So let's go 2014. See, the thing is, 2013, 2014, the headlights had the splits. This doesn't have that. No, this doesn't have that. So the headlights had the split. You see how there's the white line at the bottom and then there's the black carbon in between, or the black plastic or carbon in between the white line and the actual headlight. So that would be body colored split for 2013, 2014 if you actually look up 2013 to 14 Lexus IS350. And the 2013, 2014, I believe, also has the more modern taillight pattern. No, the 13 actually does still have the older taillight pattern. Just not the F Sport? Yeah, just not the F Sport. Wait. It's so hard to tell, but it's looking like the 2013 is where they changed the taillights to the more modern and skewed them down instead of skewing up. But then again, I'm also seeing mixed results of the 2013 with the regular taillights that this one has of the skew up. But I'm seeing more results for the skew down. Maybe they did it partway through the 2013 year where they did that body change. That's really interesting though. So it's a 2009 to 2000 or 2010 to 2012 Lexus IS 350, but with the F Sport grille. Not the F Sport front end, just the grille. Very interesting. For anybody who didn't know what this car was until now you know. It is a 2010 to 2012 Lexus IS 350 with the F Sport grille, but it is not the F Sport. Just has the F Sport grille. I just did the research looking through the photos this entire time as I was talking through it. There we go. I think that's a nice dark silver. We'll do our colors, get our colors in. I like the BB for silver. That's a really nice silver. 78 for my window tint. Goddamn, bless me. That's better. What's the difference? That's white smoke. Tire smoke is gray. $235s, really? Really? Did this actually come on those in real world? I don't know, but what I do know is that the 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport came on 265s all around. So... and this really isn't that far off from that in terms of daily driver type vehicle and what type of tires you would expect it to be running. Oh, we're going to search it up just for the sake of knowing. We'll settle for 2011 because we know it's 2010 to 2012 with the 2013, 2014 F Sport grille. But the base model of it itself is a 2010 to 2012. So we're going to split dead even, and we're going to claim it as a 2011 IS 350 factory tire sizes. And so it came using 225 45 R17s or 225 40 R18s or the 18-inch setups. And then it says it also came with 255 40 R18 for the rear 18-inch setups. So for the 17-inch setups, it was 225, 45, R17 all round, apparently. And for the 18-inch setup, it was 225 in front and 255 in rear. That's a massive differentiation. Interesting. Getting mixed results here. Okay, so apparently the staggered rear-wheel drive sizes were 225 front, 245 rear. So I guess 235 is a decent balance. This is a 19-inch setup though, when they only came with a 17 or an 18 and a 16. Hey, everything but a 19. Okay. 18 was 225, 255. That is a pretty big stagger. I normally only go by 20. That's a 30 stagger. For their all squared was 225 all squared on the 17s and 205s on the 16s. Interesting. Very interesting. We're not going to do our tire sizes right now. We're just doing our paints. Just our base colors for our 3 here. And we'll do our rally tunes for them separately in a different video. But we're going to get their base colors set up, at least. See, I don't like the rivets. And I don't like how boxy it is. Like, I wish the corners were more rounded. Wish it was just smoother. No. What if we just did all of them in that silver? No. And I also want to do all of them in gloss. But what's that 66 like in gloss? Not bad at all, actually. You know what? For now, we're gonna put them all in the 66. Just for now. For now, they'll all run the 66 repeating gloss. Nope, not what I wanted. Paint, gloss, B8, B8. Interesting that you were ever so lightly off in, what, the red and blue? Because 991111. No, blue and green, because that's red. 11. 99. That's green. There's blue. So the first 2 digits are for red. The middle 2 are for green. And the last 2 are for blue. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Metallic. Now we want that BB. So it was light hints of green and blue that they had on the default silver for the FK8. Do I want? It would only make sense because we have to type our body on the type R exhaust. We're going to go ahead and cover that right now. So we might as well go through these and cover any body kit parts here. I like the little lip. I'm not sure how I feel about the mid-level. So you can see through the low-level part going this direction, but not that direction. That makes sense. No spoiler here. Yeah, we're gonna stick to the stock body. And that's our body kits for these. And our base paints. We'll probably end up doing the rally vid for the tuning of these 3 for these 3 public tunes all together in one. More than likely. More than likely. So, that's where I'm going to wrap up this 3-4 fun of testing. And that way we can actually get into that. But we also have other shit we have to take care of because we have expectations to meet in MWT and in RTHD. I don't think we set any expectations that we need to meet for CarX. Not that I can think of. In RTHD, I definitely made a promise that the next time we recorded in there, we would buy the next 6x6 truck, which is 520,000 RT. And I know for a fact I do not have that yet, so I need to get my ass in gear on that. And then I definitely made the promise that I was going to finish that walkthrough, going through more tier 3 stuff and so on, and getting the copperheads for the M109. So I have those 2 things I have to hold myself accountable to. I think I should probably work more towards the MWT one first, because the RTHD is a more passive grind, and MWT is more than likely going to end up showing up here first before RTHD, because we're still chatting with Perk about RTHD and whether or not he's joining us in RTHD. I hope he is. I know the last time we were on RTHD we had some problems, but at the end of the day we have problems no matter where we go. And it falls down to what place has the least problems. When it comes to off-road games and off-road trucking games with realism, RTHD definitely has the least problems. So, I'll take what I can get. And that's why we return to CarX, is same deal. If we're going to end up having to choose between a platform with problems and a platform with problems, well, we might as well take the least shitty option, right? And in the end, they're good games. CPM2, like all of the games we're running, they're good games. They just have their own flaws, and it can be very, very irritating. But I no longer have the energy to even get upset at their flaws. Like, yeah, it's still irritating when it happens, but I just don't have the energy anymore to get upset about it. So, our gaming experience will likely improve just because we don't have the energy to be upset. So, also, it's just wasted energy because we spend so much energy being upset with it, but that upsetness does nothing other than just lets us sit there and waste our energy on being upset. So it basically is pointless, and then it's just wasted energy confirmed at that point. At that point, you're just confirming your own wasted energy. So it's it's just one of those things where it's a part of life, oh well, type deal. So, but that's where we'll wrap up here, and we'll go and get our ass and gear on getting the XP we need. I know we have the money for the upgrade. We just need the XP to get those copperheads in the M109. That way we can continue our walkthrough and get that done properly. So we're gonna go do that. I hope y'all enjoyed this bit. It was definitely more chillaxed, and we're definitely going to be more chillaxed because we just don't have the energy not to be. But I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.